near you. Allman in the Morning, Common Sense Radio.
I'll show you the ropes, kid. Show you the ropes.
Good morning, you bunch of drunks.
Got a bus and a trailer at my house. My house.
Andy Fry, you were just telling us about the a new app out there that some people are calling misogynist.
Yes.
And it's a makeup removing app.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll take photos of people, and then it will tell you what they look like, I guess, when they wake up in the morning. And people are very offended at the fact that you would take makeup off of women and show what women might look like if they were normal.
Yeah, but
people.
But I noticed that, like, for instance, People Magazine and some of these other magazines that are sometimes even run by women and edited by women love to do the look who we caught without makeup thing. Yeah. And to me, that's aggressive, and to me, it preys on this desire of some people to knock people down and humiliate them. I always find those articles to be fascinating because I find that the women look a lot better without makeup, to tell you the truth, normally, than they do with makeup. So I appreciate the illumination, but it's not designed to be complimentary.
Right. And, I don't know what you girls think, but if I see one of those magazines and it's like makeup free, blah, 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 and look how beautiful, I'm like, there's still foundation there.
There's still something.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Like, there's still something going on.
But, what this app is doing is it would take all the makeup off, but then it makes their skin look a little uneven and maybe shows a blemish or whatever. Yeah. And it's just, like, nope.
I don't know whoever thinks that these women are superhuman. I mean, I don't.
Well, they like the media. They like to catch people at airports,
right.
or on
like picking their nose, or the big zit, whatever it is. Yeah.
They like to show like their fat stomachs on the beach or something like that. Or look at Arnold Schwarzenegger, something like that. It's just crazy, but. Yeah. All right. On to the media. And I noticed this. This is where the Roy Moore situation is getting a little dicey, even in the eyes of people on the left. So Katy Tur did this fascinating interview. Katy Tur, who when I do usually play sound bites of hers, it's her being a left-wing member of the media normally. Yeah. And she's clueless about things and hates Donald Trump and all that kind of thing. But she interviewed Gloria Allred, who apparently now is kind of in the crosshairs of many people on the left, including Ferret Face over there at MSNBC, who did a whole roundtable on her. But anyway, she interviewed her because it's this piece of evidence this yearbook thing is pivotal. Again, it's one thing to have the allegations, but if you bring up a piece of evidence, is it beyond the realm of comprehension that somebody would want to make sure that piece of evidence is real? So it's not about not believing allegations. It's about not believing a piece of evidence, or at least asking for the truth about it. I don't think that's someone defending molestation, defending dating young girls, defending anything Roy Moore is doing. It's people wanting to know whether or not their main piece of evidence, the main piece of physical evidence, is real or not real. And so Katy Tur asked Gloria Allred about this yearbook and about the signing of it and everything else, and about her client. And it went horribly for Gloria Allred here.
So she saw him sign it. At the time she had a clue whether he was an assistant DA or a DA. But he signed it. She took it. As far as she knows, there's no reason for her to think it's anything but his signature.
But did she see him sign it?
I don't. I haven't asked her if she saw him, but we did describe what happened that evening in question. That what she alleges was that she put it on the counter. That I think that he asked to sign, or that he did sign it. That's all.
I ask this because it seems like you're not 100% sure that it is his signature. And if you're not 100% sure, that it is his signature. Why would you show it at a press conference?
Well, why does anybody doubt that it is his signature?
I mean, so
Yeah.
that was, and are you going to say that Katy Tur is waving over molestation or anything? No, she's asking a legitimate question. Again, if Gloria Allred came with her client and they just made an allegation, that's one thing, because you actually have you can refuse to believe it or not. But if you're going to present a piece of evidence, you should expect that piece of evidence is going to be vetted.
Yeah, Gloria sounds like, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain right now. Like, we were doing this for you. Everything that I've heard about Roy Moore makes me feel like I would not want to spend time with him. And I feel as though whatever the extent of the allegations that are made towards him, there's a version of that's probably bears some truth. But the timing of the allegations and the way with which they are presenting this information, they don't care if the yearbook is true or not. Just like Hillary Clinton and the whole camp didn't care about the point of the Russia allegations. It was a distraction. It was a diversion. It was a means to an end. And what they need right now is a blue Alabama Senate seat. And so, we don't have any trust anymore in anybody or anything. It used to be that the media would do things like what she did here, the pushing and the pressing. It's very refreshing to see it, especially in a place where you wouldn't expect it.
Right, because she's no fan of Roy Moore or anything he stands for.
Just imagine if we would have all media outlets pressing like that all the time just to get to the truth.
Right.
Not to get to some type of end where we get somebody elected or get to destroy somebody for that purpose, but just to get to the truth. And if the truth hurts, that's not the person who's reporting it. It's not their fault. It's the truth.
And I mean, and if creepiness were a standard by which we associated with people, there'd be a lot of people who we wouldn't be associated with, both in our business and everywhere.
Yeah.
So just saying. Now, speaking of getting to the truth, it's interesting how we know there are two, because this was testimony before a House committee. We know there are two members of Congress who currently have sexual harassment allegations made against them. And one of them is not Al Franken, apparently. It's two other people, including a guy who had documents delivered to his apartment or his house, and by a staffer, she shows up and he's, freeballing, basically, and she gets disgusted, leaves, and then she resigns. And why is it that we don't know who that person is?
Yeah, I thought you were going to tell me. You're not.
Well, no.
Why tell me?
Why
Who
is
this?
Why is it Mitch McConnell or Nancy Pelosi or anybody demanding to know, or do they know who it is, and why are they protecting these individuals? Is this like, the priesthood or whatever sometimes where these guys all are out to protect each other? So I would like to know that, and until that's vetted, I don't think these guys have any moral standing to wag their fingers at anybody else.
It's swampy, isn't it? Like there's so much going on right now that we aren't privy to. Even though these people are elected to represent us, there's so much that happens behind the closed door, behind the curtain. And, I'm all for having it come out. I don't care if you're Republican. I don't care if you're Democrat. I don't care how you got there. But if you're not who you presented yourself to be, we need to know about it. And then if you did something criminal, go to an actual court. But if you didn't do something criminal, but you're a creep, voters will decide.
Right.
And expose them for it.
And if you don't want Gene Simmons to take his shirt off and stick his tongue out, don't invite him. That's all.
Allman in the morning.
The known quantity. All right. Thank you, Annie Fry. We'll see you at 5 o'clock on Saturday, as we always do, 5 to 7 for the Annie Fry Show. At Annie Fry Show on Twitter. Great to see you. Thank you.